What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol JMIA for Jumia Technologies. On the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First thing we should do is map out obvious areas of support and resistance from this daily perspective. First thing I would make your attention to is, of course, the fact that we're almost starting to bounce at this double bottom zone right around 18 the whole dollar. I say starting to bounce because there is a small lower wick developing on today's price action, but that in and of itself is not confirmation that we are going to see a reversal. It's just kind of signs that buyers are responding to this area of support. Now, if it breaks, let's first map out areas underneath us. So really having to scrunch the chart up here to find something we're above or below that now. And I would argue this would be up next here around 15 the whole dollar. And then this pivot low that we got right around 11.75. So that is a little ways underneath us. If I zoom back into some more relevant price action, you can see it's not even on the screen, just to give you an idea of where that would be, some of these ranges. So there's your 15 and there's your 11.75 to the downside. Not a whole lot of market structure before we can get into either of those. So I would imagine price moves pretty quickly towards them. That is, again, if we break this here at 18. To the upside, what are we looking at as next up for resistance, right? So from a very technical perspective, you have prior support here around 2015, we'll call it. So that is going to act as resistance now from the bottom side back up. And then after that, just above, there's another sort of shelf in here. So maybe you treat this as a zone depending on your time horizon and outlook here. But prior support then turned to resistance in here around $20.75. After that, I would argue that you should really focus or shift your attention rather to this resistance trend line, right? Something that would look like this, where you can clearly see that we have a high in here. So that's your major high. In here, you have a LH for lower high, so on and so forth. So lower high, and now, of course, we have closed at a low. So all things considered, we are in a downtrend. You favor the trend, of course, so that would be lower. Let's focus the attention to the 30-minute time frame now and see if we got it right. Are we missing any major patterns that are developing, so on and so forth? So for now, certainly these levels do look realistic as we've mapped them out. You can see definitely support, resistance, support, so on and so forth. So the levels do look accurate here. Checking out today's action, what do we have going on? So kind of a consolidation or symmetrical triangle, right? You could even make the argument that you have a shorter term resistance trend line like this and a support trend line like that, and we're waiting for the break in one direction or another, obviously favoring the downside considering we are in a downward trend. But if we do take it out, what are we looking for on, potentially like tomorrow's session? Well, I would argue if we make any sort of upward action, it should be to around 19, right? If we break out of this triangle, I would argue we should go to the top of it, just given the nature that we are at a major daily support. So again, today's high will be in play around 1909. If we can clear that, the focus is on this blue line, the 50 SMA on this 30-minute chart. Again, that is going to act as resistance when testing it from the underneath or coming from the bottom back up. After that, we get into those daily levels, which were just discussed. So for now, the chart looks bearish. We had a pretty weak close. It doesn't look like it's starting to reverse full on, but there are signs. We did see some lower wicks develop on the daily. So buyers are responding to this double bottom around 18. Monitor this one closely, see what happens at 19. If we can recapture, you have some targets up above. So if you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, let me know down below in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, we wish you a green trading week.